Welcome to day 2 of the 30-day Noob Improvement Journey, where I show you what I'm doing to try to get better at Fortnite. Day 2 is building. Let's do it. So we're starting off with building, and building is something that I really am poor at, so definitely need to practice that. So we're going to be using ramps, floors. You can use pyramids and walls. I'm not going to be using the pyramids at this point because the basic builds that I am able to do, I can't really start using pyramids just yet. So the basics we're going to start with are a wall and a ramp, so that you can put those down really quickly if you start getting shot at as initial defense. If you are getting shot and you don't know where you're being shot from, I'm going to be practicing one by ones to try and protect myself from all angles. So putting 4 walls and a roof will be the best bet there. And then next it's a 2-layer build, which gives the same protection, but obviously it gives you a bit more height over the enemy. So I'm going to be practicing that because I can see I'm really slow at this. I know that I'm really slow, so the aim is to get quicker and be able to do this without thinking as much as I am at the moment. So then we're doing exactly the same thing, but 3 layers. So the 3rd layer is the highest you can go without, that you can jump down from or get shot down from without causing damage or fall damage anyway. So certainly that's generally the height is 3 that you'd aim for. So I'm generally not going to build higher than that because I have been shot down quite a few times before and taken a lot of fall damage, and we don't want that. So then I'm practicing, this is what I normally do in game, is a single ramp, which again that does get shot down quite quickly, so I do need to improve on not using that anymore and try to use a ramp with a wall, which I quite often do, and relatively straightforward, putting a ramp and then a wall, and I don't generally have to think too hard about that. But although actually I'm looking at this and I've doubled up on the ramps, which is wasting a lot of materials, so I think what I was doing there was I was looking down too much when I was building the ramps, so I need to look slightly higher, and that should solve that one. So let's give that a go. So we'll do the wall, the ramp, and actually the ramp should be, there you go. Shows I'm not that great. Doing the ramp first, then the wall. So ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall, like that. So that's the way that should go. That's a bit better. And there you go. That's so yeah, just looking slightly higher saves doubling up on those ramps underneath and wasting those materials. So the next thing I need to practice is the floor, wall, ramp, which I've never used before. It's beyond me. So this is really slow. So I think I probably do it a different order to how I've seen other people do it. I think a lot of people put the ramp first, but I seem to be doing the wall, the floor first, and then the wall, then the ramp, which feels a bit more natural for me somehow. But yeah, actually that's not a bad effort, but yeah, I know it's really slow. And just a reminder, this isn't me saying that I know how to do this stuff. I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything like that. This is purely me saying I know I want to get better. This is what I'm going to be practicing. So please don't criticize me saying you're slow and all that sort of stuff. I know that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm trying to get better at this. So as you can see, we're doing 90s here. Again, something I don't really do, but it's pretty much a wall, a ramp, and you can do it both ways. So you can do it turning to your right or turning to your left, and a lot of people jump or run. Actually, a lot of people run, I've noticed, but some say that if you jump, your ramp goes up better. So I've been trying to do both ways just out of interest to see how they compare. But that's the basics on the 90s as well. Next thing I'm going to practice is a ramp with a wall behind and to the side to protect against side fire. And this is something that I've done a few times in games in the past, but obviously not that quick at it, but it does seem to work quite well. And this will be what it looks like from the side. So if you're shooting, obviously that does protect you a little bit on the side and gives a little bit more strength to your structure. And obviously you can do it to the left as well. Other thing that I've never done is the double ramp double wall, and so really tricky, but as I understand it, you go to one side with the ramps and then go back again with the walls behind, and you keep doing that until it gets a fluid motion. To be honest, I don't think I'll use it that often, but that's what I know people do, and so I will be practicing it just to give it as an option of something to be able to do if need be. And then this is when you're going to try and retake high ground. It's the double ramp push, and I don't normally do this, but I've practiced it a couple of times and that seemed to work quite well. And then when you've done all the structures, practicing getting down from the structures is a good idea, and this is what I'm practicing now, just coming back down the builds that I've built in the past. And then same coming down from the sides of the mountains. You can put ramps like that, floors like that to get down quicker without taking damage, and that's just a case of looking down and pushing the floor button. And then you can do the same with a ramp as well, which actually protects you from oncoming fire if you've got somebody facing you. So this is probably something that I use more, is the ramp, to be honest, and that does work quite well. Again, it's just looking down each time you want to push and making sure you're close to the mountain when you do it. So we're almost at the end of the practice session. The last thing is something that happens to me a lot, is I get sniped out of when I'm in the top of a box. So quite often I think it's a good idea to put a bit of extra protection around you, so you can then concentrate when you're shooting out at somebody. And I need to do this more in a game because I'm always getting sniped when I'm peeking out of a box, so that's quite useful. You can put an extra wall in and then edit it to give you a little bit more protection, or actually something I'm going to try and do more is put a door in that wall to help protect even more. So for practicing for about an hour, this is what the map looks like, and it has been really useful, and I feel as though I have improved quite a lot. Still really slow, still really having to think about what I'm doing, but I do feel as though it comes a little bit more naturally now that I've practiced it, so it's definitely worthwhile. So I'm in a Team Rumble game now because the benefit of that is to be able to respawn if I get shot and then practice things all over again. So I'm purposely building up higher and trying to get high ground wherever I can throughout these Team Rumble games. And I know that my shooting is absolutely awful here, and it always has been, well, hopefully it won't always be, because I'm going to practice shooting in day 3, so hopefully we'll get a lot better, and that is really an area I do need to work on. But certainly liking getting the high ground here and feeling more confident with ramps and trying to shoot off of a ramp, etc. So really pleased to be getting better at that bit, and it does feel like progress even at day 2. So even there, just naturally building before I shoot. This guy I thought was going to shoot me, but doesn't even seem to be looking at me, and I thought I'd try and do a couple of cheeky shots there, but didn't really have much to aim at. But again, I shoot this guy down, he drops, and straight away I whack up some ramps or a wall and try and build. So it feels natural that straight away I'm thinking about building before, whereas before I used to just stand there and shoot at somebody. So it is better in that way, and being a bit more confident does help. So here I tried the double ramp, double wall, and that I've struggled with when I was practicing, to be honest, so I don't expect to get much better at that, but I don't think I'm going to need to use it that often. I think it's more going to be the single ramp with walls and floors that I'll use more. So seeing this guy went into a box, there's the side ramp protection, and I don't know what he was doing, but easy pickings certainly there, and then drop down and got some fall damage, which is frustrating. But so then we're going into the 10 solo games to try and get my first solo win. So jumping in, as always, jumping off and going to a named location and trying to go pretty much straight off the bus to try to get to somewhere where there's going to be people to fight against and to battle. Now in game 1, really started trying to shoot the zombies, didn't realise anyone was around, and then straight away got killed, so that was frustrating. This is a bit of an attempt with the new traps, which I'm not sure what the name of them are, but I'm not really sure how they work, so I just had them and decided to use them, and that truly didn't work, and I lost where the guy was. This guy I'd had a bit of a battle with for a while, and I thought he was coming out of the garage, and it turns out he was there, and he just caught me off guard, and I completely failed to protect myself and shoot back. Game 4 was useful to get the high ground up here. Somebody shot me down, and luckily I landed on the balcony there, but building up again, trying to get a bit of height, and can't quite see, so he's in a base the other side there, so just getting a little bit more height here, but nothing really comes of this part. He goes down, and then I end up losing a little bit. Now there's somebody up on top of the garage here, and I heard him drop down, stupidly put a ramp instead of a wall there, and he just had better aim than me, and took a lot of shots. Although I took some damage off of him, he took quite a lot of damage off of me, but somebody else ended up coming along and killing that guy, so I thought I'd try and make a quick escape, and got sniped before I could put a launch pad down. So I certainly need to protect myself when I'm doing things like that in the future. Game 5, didn't realise this guy was in the garage, and about to do an edit to try and get down and shoot him, and he got out of the way, and then because I was so weak, he got away with a stink grenade and killed me off from there. Game 6 landed at Fatal. Somebody landed there, didn't have a gun yet. Really bad aim on my part here, but managed to get a few shots on him, enough to kill him. So that's a kill there. And then somebody else I noticed in the background there sneaking up, so I was waiting for him to pop out. He obviously could see that I'd seen him, so again, bad shots. Luckily got a few on him before he completely killed me. And then chasing up from the storm, 2 kills, which is a good start for me, and I thought somebody was underneath the ramp and turned around, or got shot in the back, so that was useful. And game 7, I just noticed this guy, don't know what he's doing, just AFK I guess, so just shot him. See how many I'm missing, even though he's sat completely still. Further on, knew somebody was around. I started building up, practicing, and got into a bit of a dead end then, so went up the other side. Really useful to practice all these, but keep trapping myself in when I try and do that turn, so I need to work on that some more, because I keep putting ramps above my head, which is it's just a case of practicing to get better at that. Game 7 ends not so great. I prefer it if nobody watched this bit. Yeah, not supposed to fall off the ramps, so note to self, don't fall off ramps from a height. Game 8 should have been easier, but this guy just hit me with headshots straight away. Game 9, managed to get that kill from a distance, and launched pad out, actually got into, there's 3 players remaining, and that wasn't truly from camping, which I would expect for me to get to this stage I would have done, but I just didn't run into anyone, so it worked out in my favour in terms of getting to a better position. But you know, I would have normally liked to have got some more kills to be able to deserve to be in the final 3. Down to 2, I didn't kill the other person, they got killed by the guy I'm facing there. Decided to try these, I don't know what they're called, but the bomb things where they throw things down, and decided to try it, and just managed to get the first one roughly where he was, but the second one hit the ramp, so I managed to bomb myself, which is useful, and so I managed to recover from that. Thought I'd try and take a few sneaky shots. Clearly a better player than I am, and the storm's going to be moving in, so I decided to move down. I think this is the right move to move down, still protect myself, but conscious that I've got very little mats and very few ammo left, so got some decent shots on them there. possibly should have carried on attacking here, but in the end decided to try and heal, which I don't think was the right move. I should have probably pushed him a little bit more, and now I get shot from above, which was, again, I shouldn't have been trying to heal them, but felt like I needed to. Now he's using the pad there, the bounce pad, which I've completely lost track of him. I know he's on the ground somewhere. Missed a shot, missed another shot, and lost the game. But pleased that I got to second, but again, didn't deserve to win. And day 3, definitely need to practice aim. So that will be the main aim for for day 3. So we're at the end of game 10, and this will finish with me being sandwiched between 2 players, and again I don't cover up my back and I end up falling off the ramp, so a bit frustrating, but certainly I feel like I've progressed and my building has got better from looking at this, so I feel like things are improving. So I'm going to leave you with the tips at the end of this video for things that I found useful from day 2. So if you found any of this video of use or of interest, please do like, subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you have any ideas what I should be doing next, please do comment on the page below. Thanks.